Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus. I'm only at about 75% lung capacity today, but that's okay because guess what? Here's how you know a clear sign that you are experiencing progress. 7 to 10 days ago, I was only at 25% lung capacity. Every movement I made hurt. It's my first time ever having pneumonia, but guess what? Now I'm feeling better. And if your speaker business is feeling better, we're gonna get it cracking. I didn't get the 8-ball in off the break, but my entire right side was absolutely killing me 7 to 10 days ago, but I'm feeling better, ladies and gentlemen. I am making power moves, and I hope that you are doing the same. We are here to answer any and all questions pertaining to growing your speaker business, and we get ready to get into it. I just want to let you know I was feeling better. Thank you for all your wishes, your well wishes, all of the prayers, and everything. I want to thank you. Let me go ahead and make me one more shot, and we're going to get into this thing. Wait for the room to fill up a little bit more. That's right. I got 2 in off the break, and I'm 3 for 3. Let me just go ahead and run the table real quick while I wait for some other people to come in. I'm gonna hit this one high, give it a little bit of English, give me some pullback. I'll come to this side. It's all about progress, ladies and gentlemen. I'm feeling better. I'm at about 75% lung capacity. I got about 4 days worth of medication left, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, and I haven't missed a shot yet. We might as well keep it going. Let's not stop till we miss a shot. Oh, we got another one in. Let's not stop till we miss a shot. Side pocket. Let me just run the whole thing. It's not going to take that long. This is what happens for all you people that got a pool table in your house. You already know. When you come over my house, you're getting waxed. You already know. I'm not gonna stop. I haven't missed yet. What can I say? I'm feeling good today. Gotta hit this 4 up high. Okay, we got 3 balls left. Some people may say that I'm showing off a little bit today. I don't know. Well, I'm feeling good. Let's see if we can get that in there. Okay, we missed. We'll get those other 3 balls after the Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Oh, it feels so good to breathe. I'm talking about you take for granted doing the small stuff. If you've never had pneumonia before, you've never been deathly ill, you appreciate taking a deep breath. Again, I want to thank everybody for all the well wishes. I want to thank you. I tip my hat off to every last one of you for the prayers and all of the emails and text messages and WhatsApp messages internationally that I got. All the people just showing me some love. We're getting ready to go all the way in. It is the Monday Q&A call. We are here to answer any and all questions pertaining to growing your speaker business. This is the speakerfocus.com platform where we were specifically and uniquely built. We were gifted the ability to help you solve the challenges and the limitations that you have by building a successful speaker business. I can tell you this, the buyers with money want to purchase. So the first thing I would say before I see the first hand go up is I have something I want to share with you about positioning. You've got to be able to understand how to position your speaker services so you can get this money. I mean, the money is it's flowing like a river like I've never seen before in my entire life. I mean, people with insane speaking fees like mine are getting booked left and right. The pool of money is getting bigger and bigger, and they need people. So what I would say to you is this. I'm going to say to you that if you are not thinking about your speaker business like it's like a car coming off a production line. You can't get the car to the market until every single piece of that car is built. So what I'd say to you is, I mean, fuck motivation and inspiration. How about you do it for all the reasons that matter to you, about why you should be building every single part of your speaker business and get it ready to go to market so it can earn revenue. Now, one of the biggest things that will get you off your ass is paying when you don't have any money. When you're working out of lack, when the money's not flowing the way you want it to flow, that is a clear sign of some things that you should be doing in order to move this thing forward so you can put the pieces together. And also, if you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing, you have a platform where you can ask questions. Hey, my speaker business isn't doing this. Hey, Austin, what should I be doing to do this, to convert the prospect into more revenue? How can I get the revenue growth engine built? Tell me what's broken in the speaker growth engine. Hey, KTR, what is it about my messaging that is not right, where I'm not attracting meeting planners? What is it about my presentation that's horrible? What is it about the machine that is broken? And very simply put, we'll tell you what's broken. Because if you do not know how to figure it out on your own, I can tell you this, is that you're going to be in trouble. And we don't want you in trouble. We want you growing. Now, anybody that has a question, by all means, use the raise hand feature. This is what we're here for. We're here to help you grow. I'm feeling better. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be okay. It's not the first time that I looked death in the face and beat it. And I'm sure it won't be the last, but I'm thankful. And if you're thankful that you got another opportunity and you're drawing breath, then I'm telling you that before it comes off the assembly line, think about what's missing of why you're not making money. Any business that's not earning revenue right now is because it's not all the way built out. You could take a restaurant, one of the most volatile and risky businesses there is to open up. A restaurant does not have a grand opening until the health inspector comes in there and everything gets checked off. They make sure everything is working right. They do a soft opening to work out the bugs, and then they have a grand opening. Are you ready for the grand opening for your speaker business? Some of you, I've been looking at for months and you've been stuck in the same spot. Believe me, I understand. And that's okay. But if you are still stuck in the same spot and you're not moving it forward, it's because you are not doing the right kind of activity. Because once you get the right kind of activity going, you start to see advancement happen at its finest. You start seeing production happen at its highest level. I'm not the only one on this platform who are top performers. We got top performers in every category across the board. But sometimes even top performers don't perform at the level that they're supposed to. We all have bad days. The grocery store has a bad day. And they got people coming in there every single day because we all need food to survive. We all have off days. That's okay. Find your way back to speakerfocus.com and ask the questions. Hey, anybody that has a question, raise your hand. And I'll be more than happy to get around to it. What's broken in your speaker business? What aren't you doing well? What are you struggling with? Where have you fallen off the wagon? What aren't you willing to face? What fear aren't you willing to face? You need to talk to us so we can continue to help you grow. Oh, maybe this might be a short Q&A tonight. Maybe nobody's on here with a load of questions that they have. Again, thank you for all of the well wishes. I am definitely feeling better. I'm at about 75, maybe 80% lung capacity. I should be back to normal in another 4 or 5 days. I should be all the way back to normal. But I feel great compared to not being able to breathe 7 to 10 days ago. Okay, I'm going to do the last call for questions. And if you don't have any questions, then you can always submit support tickets to support@speakerfocus.com. Oh, there we go. I see the hand just went up. Let me see. Was that Lisa Allman Baldwin? Lisa, talk to me.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, how are you?
How are you? I put in the chat, I said that hat is all the way old OG.
This hat matches my attitude today.
It's
This-
funky.
this-
I like
I
it.
appreciate it. Yeah, this is my first day back, really, really swinging for the fences, and you can't hit a home run unless you get up to bat. So, got to get back in here and do what it is that we do best. How can we help you, Lisa?
So actually, you brought up the topic I was gonna bring up. Uh, I have been feeling pretty, I don't want to say dejected, but I just lost the word. But so I submitted a bunch of support tickets to get help with changing my messaging on the LinkedIn outreach. Had you guys check over my email campaigns that I was sending out. You guys gave me feedback on those. I have been busting my A, sending out new LinkedIn requests, doing follow-ups by email. Once they accept your connection request, I've been following up. I put it in Pipedrive, when to follow up by email, follow up on that. I've been posting videos, I've been doing content, and it just seems like there's not much movement. On the other side of that, there is, I remember everything that you and Austin have been telling us for weeks is that, it's a numbers game, you got to keep on it. Once you turn your first big one, they'll be coming out of the woodwork, all that stuff. But it's still, I don't know, whatever the word would be, higher than disappointing. But I guess I was hoping that there would be more movement by now. But I will say I did look at the metrics across the top of Pipedrive. Because when it seems like you're not getting much movement, when I did look, I saw, I've had 23 booked calls over, since last June, I would say, when my speaker info kit was done and everything. So, I didn't even think I had that many, but, and I've got almost 1,000 people in my active well, I have like 700, almost 800 people in my active campaign email list. I have over 1,000 people on connection requests sent to LinkedIn that haven't responded. I'm looking at all the columns and everything. So I guess leading into how you opened this is, what else do I need to be doing? If I wasn't submitting support tickets and not asking you guys, for help there, I would see that. But you guys have been giving me, things to tweak and all that. And so I just kind of, need some help. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, so would you say that out of 1,000, how many people have you actually spoken to on the phone, interacted with through email, had some responded to your emails? Talk to me about that data first.
Well, let's see. So I'd have to pull up in that file, but Austin looked at it and he's, I had it in the columns like he that's it a few weeks ago. You can see how many people are responding. I would, on a weekly basis, as far as follow-up emails, definitely I'm sending out probably at least 60 or so, at least. And then again, depending on if I was able to get their phone number or what have you, then I set it follow up by phone. So I've spoken to several people by phone. But I don't know how else to answer that.
When you say several, how many, let's get specific. How many people have you actually spoken to by phone? 1 or 2, 30?
No. Probably in the last month, at least 20. Not including the few people that have booked calls. And there's a couple of people who I'm on the third conversation with them on the strategy calls, because they've been, a lot of things got, a lot of conferences got pushed back because of the way that extra wave. And so some of them don't know, what they're doing yet. They don't have dates. So they aren't people that are stringing me along. They're very good about still keeping in touch and keeping the appointments with me. And they'll just tell me, well, this is where we are right now still. So, yeah. I mean, I'm following everything exactly the way you guys are saying. I mean, I spend like all day just about on follow-ups, whether it's email or phone or, new outreach.
Okay, how many new outreach messages, how many email blasts or video, how much content are you distributing to your list on a week-to-week basis?
So my master active campaign email list, it goes once a week. And also once a week, I will send a past one to new people that I put in there since the last one went out. So the master list is around 800. The new people that come in are probably about 50 a week. So then those people are getting that. I'm doing videos twice a week.
What kind of video?
Just like you said, whatever the topic is, it might be, overcoming challenges. It might be leadership skills. It's a combination of different things I've talked about in my email campaigns.
Right.
So I'm posting those twice a week. I'm posting on all my social media 6 days a week. Yeah, I could open up Pipedrive and everything and give you exact numbers. I don't want to hold up. People probably have questions.
Your audio is cutting out. I'm going to get Auston to jump in here on the tail end of this. Auston, stand by for me, please. But Lisa, let me share this with you about anytime you're managing a sales funnel. It feels absolutely horrible. So welcome to the club of when you're not doing the numbers that you think you should be doing. And this is an ongoing problem. Sales is not easy. It is a part about the speaking industry, a part about business that people do not like to address. But if you do not address it, it is going to own you and you're not going to be generating any revenue. So it's not a good feeling. Obviously, when it happens to us on a month-to-month basis. You have some days where you crush it. You have some days where shit gets really, really tight. You have these sales goals, you have these numbers, and the pressure to perform has never been higher. Personally, for me, because it's a new year, you have bigger goals. I'm back out on tour again. I'm back out into the marketplace again, just like every other speaker. And, it's all about you being able to connect your brand with meeting planners who want what you have. So there's no doubt about that you can help solve the problem. I believe what happens is that you just have not spoken to enough people that have been quality leads, and you just got to keep grinding. One thing's for sure, and it's a very popular meme that's on the internet where it's a guy on the top level tunneling away, and it's a guy on the bottom level tunneling away. With a guy that wants to quit, he almost is ready to break through, and it's a diamond mine on one side, and he turns around, but the other guy is halfway through, and he just keeps going. And this is the same mindset that you have to have when it comes to your sales funnel. I know it may be running slow and it's very discouraging. How come I'm not getting any bookings? The key is that you do have a system and you are doing outreach. That's better than not doing outreach at all. I believe that when it's starting out small, when you have 1,000 people, let's say only out of 1,000 people, maybe only 100 of them are actually seeing your email or opening it up every single week that you send it out. You should be able to track that data in those numbers as well. So if you have a small open rate, obviously you're going to have a smaller pool of people that you're going to be able to actually get on the phone and then have a real call. Like you said, some of them, things have gotten pushed back. Some of them are not ready for your professional services, but you are still in contact. Remember this, every time you send out an email, the only thing you should be thinking about, see, right now you're mired in, I got to close a booking. And that's why you're not getting it. You should be mired in, I got to keep producing content. I got to keep posting 6 times a week. I got to keep adding 50 people a day into my sales funnel. I got to send out my email. If I were you, I would send out more emails a week. I send out 3. I send out 3 instead of 1. If they don't want the email, guess what they're going to do? They're going to opt out. That means that that's not a person who you want in your sales funnel anyway. The people that see the value, they understand. And remember this, you're staying top of mind with all the people that you have in your sales funnel right now. Every time they get an email, just because they don't open it up, don't mean that they didn't get it. Don't mean that they don't owe it. That's Lisa Allman Baldwin again. Oh, that's Lisa Allman Baldwin again. Oh, you know what? I haven't opened up the last 5. She said, let me open up this one. And that could be the booking that you're looking for right there to turn some things around for you. It's all in perspective when it comes to sales. Yeah, you're going to have a shitty attitude sometimes. Yes. But if you let your emotions get involved in it, that is a surefire way Lisa, you're not going to give up. That's not your style.
If I'm sending more a week, and I know like what you're saying is people, if they don't want them, they'll opt out. My thing is always, I know when I'm in somebody's sales funnel and they send like one a day. So some of them send more than that.
Okay.
And even though I don't open it and read all of them, I know for me, I think, Jesus Christ, how many times are they going to send me one a week? You know, I mean, it's like every day.
Okay.
So I guess I'm feeling like I don't want people to get that on my end. Geez, she's pushing. She's sending me something every day. She's sending me something all the time, you know.
Okay. All right.
But maybe because I don't understand sales, maybe that's the way you're supposed to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, watch this. This is why we're going to get Auston in here so we can have a different perspective to help you understand. Sometimes people appreciate the fact that you are creating these multiple touch points and that you have value. You're not just sending trash to them and you're not being pushy. Auston, step in here real quick so we can get a different perspective on sales funnel management and patience.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem is there's just not enough bookings being generated.
Mm-hmm.
If you had more sales conversations, you know, the numbers would look better on the revenue side. So that's the main problem we need to solve. And the reason you don't have enough bookings is because the messages you're sending out aren't resonating with the people that you're reaching out to. Because with the volume of outreaches you're doing, you should be having more than 20 conversations, you know, in the last month. And so our main goal and the 100% of our time should be focused on, or not 100, but 80% of our time should be focused on experimenting with messaging until it is resonating. And you'll know when it's resonating because you should be getting, you know, at least one new booking per day based on the volume. And the only way to get it resonating is to keep testing new variations. Once you get a variation that works, then you don't need to change it. We haven't changed our outreach messaging in over a year since we did insane amounts of experimentation to find the winning combination. And now it produces, you know, over 5 calls a day, just sending out emails. And, you know, so that's the main objective is, you know, your messaging that you're sending to prospects, it's just not striking a nerve with them. And typically that's because, you know, either it's too general, it's not speaking directly to the pain points that they're having, or, you know, the pain points that you're talking about are just not, you know, relevant, or, you know, they're not strong enough for them. And so that's what we gotta test. We gotta figure out what's that messaging that's going to work. You know, Trevor Romaine's company, they've got dialed in messaging. And what we find is like the more niche you can go in the people you're reaching out to, you know, instead of just key decision makers of conferences, you know, maybe you could get more specific. Like if I was to go on a speaking tour, you know, I would have an insane amount of bookings because I would focus directly on tech conferences and say very specifically what kind of problem in the tech companies that you know, I help solve. And I wouldn't just say any tech conference. I would say, you know, when I'm reaching out, it would be like a specific problem that I solve within tech. So you got to experiment until you find that messaging. And it just because you're reaching out to people doesn't mean you're going to get bookings. You gotta have messaging that actually resonates with them. And if it's general or too long-winded, or you know, if it doesn't cut through the noise, it's not going to work. So I'd be thinking about like, how do we you know, get messaging that is going to work with these people. And that the only way we can do that is just testing and doing more testing. And I would honestly shift more of your focus, since we don't have that piece figured out yet for you. We need to up the amount of outreaches and maybe lower the amount of follow-ups that we're doing. So try to get to 100 outreaches per day. I was doing that by myself, you know, just a few years ago. Now we have it all completely automated, but I was doing 100 outreaches per day because I'll just wake up the first 4 hours of the day, I would focus solely on doing outreaches. And what that gives you is more data quickly, because the more people you can reach out to every day, the faster data you get back in on whether or not the messaging's working or not. And so, yeah, I would be thinking about, how do you get that outreach messaging to work, and maybe spend less time on creating new videos and content and all that. That stuff is really important once you find proven messaging for the outreach, because the only thing that matters right now is booking sales calls. And if your outreach isn't like resonating with people, there's no use in creating other content, because they're not going to look at your stuff anyway, because you're not striking a nerve with their problems. So think about the specific problems that you're solving for people. And just saying stress management, I think that's a little bit too broad. Like, try to dig deeper on, a specific market that you're trying to reach, and speak directly to their pain points.
Right.
Also,
Okay,
let me,
so
excuse me.
Yeah, so I was just going to say to Austin, yeah, so you did give me back today a tweak on that messaging for my LinkedIn. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that. So to clarify, when you are saying to up the outreach to 100 a day, are you talking about just brand new LinkedIn outreach? And you say and don't worry about the follow-up so much at the moment, right?
Yeah, just focus on reaching more people every day,
Okay.
and sending out, your new version of copy that you sent through support that we, option 1 that we decided on.
Right.
Use that as your next version. Run that for 4 days or so, and if you hit 400 people or 500 people, we need to look at, okay, how many of them booked? If we got 0 bookings out of that, that copy is just not working. So we need up experimentation on the people we're reaching out to, and test different variations. Because once you find that winning outreach copy, like, you're going to know, because you don't even have to do much follow-up, because it'll just book people like we have. We don't have to do much follow-up, and it books a lot of people because it just strikes a nerve.
Lisa, let me give you an example of what he's talking about. Austin, let me just interject this in here real quick. Hold fast, because I want to throw it back to you to close this out with Lisa. Lisa, keep in mind that, remember, finding the right messaging mix is so important. And I know it's frustrating to find it. Everybody who runs a sales funnel has to go through it. Me and Austin had to go through it. It was like, well, damn, how come this isn't working? Not every sales funnel is going to be perfect. And when you drop it, you have to be able to find the right mix. So let me give you an example of tightening up the language. So you could say, I'll give you an example on the coaching, what type of client we attract. And then I'll give you an example on the speaking side, what type of meeting planner that you can attract. And you can be specific as you want, but you can play around with it. This is just a baseline. So we help speakers that have a real problem. They don't have the right messaging. They do not have the right kind of sales tools. They don't have the automation set up the right way. They don't know how to have the right kind of pricing conversation. These are all major pain points that every speaker in the world has that is not a high fee speaker. The ones who are earning money right now, they have another kind of pain point, is that they don't understand how to promote their business online. Most people have a fear of the technology, so that's why we created speakerfocus.com. No matter if you're a new speaker, or no matter if you are a speaker that is in the marketplace, if you're not getting the results that you feel like, if you hit a wall and you're not ramping up to the higher 6 and 7 figures, that's why they come to us. They come to us so they can learn the game, and then we take what they're doing and make it bigger. We address a very specific pain. It's not like we're talking about anything else. We're talking about one thing: how to help you solve your problems of building a speaker business. And then in your case right now, your speaker business is built, but you still have a challenge that you're trying to get the prospects to convert into revenue. So remember, at Speaker Focus, we have a platform that helps speakers solve every major challenge to earn more revenue. and I can get real specific, boom, 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 down the line. And that's what my presentation is built around. That's what the messaging that Auston was talking about, that we've been tinkering and tankering and toying around with. Once you find the mix, then it gets to the point where it's a highly converted sales funnel. But we had to tinker with it and play around with it, and you're going to have to do the same thing. So now pushing through on the speaking side, that's a coach to a very specific niche. By the way, Terry Wade, I do see your question in the chat box down there. I'm going to address it as soon as we finish with Lisa. Thank you so much for putting that in there, because I read it and it does make sense, and I will address it immediately, because Terry's talking about having a very specific messaging for a specific market as well. So there's a lot of speakers in the marketplace, and we have them all on our platform, from TEDx speakers, legions of coaches and consultants, from soccer moms to Super Bowl champions, high profile, high net worth athletes, celebrities, entertainers. We work with some of the best subject matter experts in the world. I'm talking about more genres than I can count. Everybody has a specific niche, but let's just make it real simple. Remember what I'm teaching all of you. Doesn't matter if you're tech, doesn't matter if you're health and wellness, doesn't matter if you're in the corporate or association space, you speak to kids. What the meeting planner wants to hire is a leadership or empowerment speaker to deliver value. Let's not forget that. Now, me, I'm a leadership speaker. So I'm going to address a specific problem. My brand is America's leading focus expert. So the meeting planners that I want to talk to in specific is in the corporate and association space. I know right now we are in a broken global workforce, and you're going to see this demonstrated when I launch my brand new speaker video demo. My sizzle reel, it should be done in the next couple of weeks. Got the guys out of LA working on it right now. So when you see it, it's going to talk about employee engagement. This is the reason why doing business with Kevin T. Robertson is a smart business decision. And then I don't tell them how great I am. I directly address the challenges that they're facing. You need more. America's leading focus expert can give you more employee engagement. People are disconnected right now. By hiring me, I want to give you more engagement. So I create a leadership program that gives your employee more engagement and increase productivity inside of 30, 60, or 90 days. That's directly addressing the pain. Lisa, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
I'm not just telling you I'm a leadership speaker. I am telling you that by hiring me, you're going to have more engagement. You're going to increase your level of productivity. You're going to be able to have people communicating better, because it's a sedentary lifestyle. When you see my speaker video demo, I directly address the challenges that the corporate and association marketplace is suffering from right now. And I'm talking about they're doing bad. They're in bad shape. So my signature programs are all the marketing language that's in my signature programs. And by the way, Lisa, I retweak my signature programs 3 times.
Right.
See, you think it's supposed to be one, you think it's supposed to be one way, but it's not. Yes, did we approve every word to your signature programs? Yes, they are well written. Yes, they are. But the market is shifting all the time, and it's changing. So perhaps you don't need a lot of tweaks, but you just need enough tweaks where it starts resonating with the people who you're doing the outreach to. So think about this. Let's do a survey. Let's really take a survey on who you're actually talking to and how you're going into the call and what you're talking about on the needs assessment call. And do you really understand what their pain is? Another problem is people really don't understand their target buyer. And right now you're trying to figure out what that target buyer looks like and who they are in a very volatile market. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I will start with what Auston said, since he just gave me the tweaks to my call to action on the thing. And so I'll track that for 4 or 5 days. And like he said, if I'm upping my outreach to 400 people, 100 people or so a day, then I should be able to see, if that's resonating. And then I know, if it needs to be tweaked some more or not. And okay.
Okay.
That helps a lot.
Let me ask you a question before you leave. What is the challenge that you're trying to help people in your market? What is it? What is the main thing you want to help them out with?
With I don't know how to language it now.
It's okay. I just want to be clear about what you are rephrasing.
Okay, here, I'll read to you what Austin and I went through here. Give me 1 second, I'll pull it up. Oops, hold on. I don't want to hold everybody up, but let me see if
No,
I
it's
can.
okay. You're not holding us up.
Yeah.
Terry Wade just put another thing in there. Terry runs a successful coaching program like ours, and she put something in there that was great. I got to say this right now. She said find a proven messaging first, strike a nerve with their problem, dig deeper into a specific market, and then book sales calls. That is exactly how it's supposed to work. And this is exactly what we just instructed you to do. You got to dig deeper. Most people do not really understand their target buyer. This is the reason why I have a vein popping out the side of my neck with all of you, helping you understand. You need to understand the mindset of the meeting planner. Watch this. If your messaging isn't getting you the bookings, then we need to start tweet. What is it about your messaging that's not connecting with the people who you're talking to? And that's what we need to figure out. Once you figure that out, then you can build some headlines around it. And then send it over to us. Let us say, okay, well, that looks great right there. That definitely addresses a real specific problem. And then relaunch it and test it again. And test it again.
One thing to add, Kevin mentioned all those different, things he helps organizations with. If we tried to put all those in the outreach email together, it would fail miserably. We have to be hyper specific about a pain point in the email, because if you put in 5 different things you help organizations with in an email, they get overwhelmed. You need to be specific. So an example for the outreach for Kevin's program, it would be, hey, I'm Kevin. I specialize in helping organizations to improve employee engagement of remote workers. That right there, which I know for a fact would strike a nerve, because every single organization is fretting about what is happening to culture and engagement of employees with remote, because employees are like, they're sitting at home and they're not really talking to each other, just kind of working in isolation. And so they're less engaged. And so when we go to send emails out like that, that's going to get an insane amount of bookings. Another example for me, I wouldn't just say I help, tech conference coordinators, with technology. I would say, I would go specific, something nuanced to the industry. I would say, I'm an expert at hiring and retaining world-class engineers. That right there would get 10 calls a day, because it's a massively painful problem, is finding and retaining world-class engineers. Or it would be, a different message. It would be, hi, I'm Austin. I'm an expert at activating your first-party customer data to drive more revenue. Okay, another massively nuanced, painful problem. All these tech companies have billions and petabytes worth of data, yet they don't know how to make use of it and get value out of it. So I'm an expert at taking all this data that you have and driving more revenue out of it, getting more insights. See how those messagings are completely different, but I'm specific. You got to be specific with a problem that people actually have. If you make up a problem, that's not going to work either. You got to be specific and actually talk to conference coordinators and figure out what they care about and start to find patterns about your unique skill sets.
Yeah. And Lisa, that's what I was saying to you before. That's another great point that Austin just said. That's why I was telling you before, the conversations that you're having with the meeting planner, you have to analyze that data and say, what are all of them struggling with the most? And then you got to get real specific with that pain point. Now, the only thing Austin did was is create I used to have a software called Headline Creator Pro. And it would give you it asks you 7 different questions. Like, what is the pain of your target market? How would you deliver that? What do you have to offer? Would you teach a technique, a step, a tip, a tool, a strategy, or this, or this? You plug in all the information, answer 7 questions, and it gives you a headline. Like Auston created 3 headlines off the top of his head that solved the problem. You know why? Because that's how his mind thinks. All we're thinking about is solving one problem. Right. Now, I know I ran a lot of stuff down to you as a speaker, but that's not what will go out in the outreach for my speaker sales funnel. I'm talking about focusing on one problem just so I could try to get them on the phone. Then after you do the needs assessment, then you're going to identify the other layers that's going to be in your training. But up front, just like what Auston said, it's too much noise going on. And this is why I highly recommend against all that fluffy, motivational bullshit, inspiration, all the conference coordinators, they got a serious problem right now. I talk to people on the front lines of this business every single day. From speakers that's making $150,000 a keynote, people like me that's making $50,000 a keynote, 25 a keynote. I talk to people every day. These are it's some serious challenges, and the market is like it's like a volcanic reaction. You got lava flowing. Some of it's hardening up. Some of it's piping hot. Some of it is creating a landslide. It's all kinds of shifting and moving going on. You got to be able to get through all that noise and say, okay, my skill set is this. This is the problem I see with the market, and this is how I know I can help. Now, once I get the right kind of messaging to that target market, then I should start seeing people say, well, damn, that's pretty. Lisa, remember, you want to put the meeting planner in a difficult position to tell you no. That's what results in a strategy call. When we send out an email blast and they read that, they say, damn, that's the problem I got right there. You mean if I talk to this guy, he can help me? So, oh, I got a book. I don't even need to read no more of this shit. Click, take them right to the calendar. That's the goal. That's what this game is all about in this most simplistic format. When they read any portion of your copy, it's going to hit that pain to make them say, shit, I don't know how to do that. Well, you know what? This is why I got to call the experts. Boom. Results in a call. The more calls you get, the more calls you close. The less calls you get, the less calls you're going to close. It's about getting at bats. And right now, you're just not getting enough at bats because your messaging is probably a little bit off. I hope that helped you. Do you have any other questions or comments?
No, I found the CTA that we worked on, but so I don't know if you want me to read it to you or not. Or
you can, yeah, you can. We're still early in the call. You can, yeah, read it to me.
Okay. As you are well aware, the constant need to pivot quickly and successfully for the past 2 years during this global pandemic has wreaked havoc on us all, mentally, emotionally, professionally, and perhaps even physically. I help meeting planners and other key decision makers, such as yourself, regain confidence, reveal their leadership strengths in new ways, and empower them to not just survive, but thrive through these uncertain times.
Okay, so let's stop right there. So you said, I help meeting planners, It was maybe like 8 things in there. Let's maybe consolidate that. Maybe let's consolidate down. I help meeting planners solve so they can do more of, boom. You see?
Okay.
Let's come up with that. I help meeting planners, watch this, reduce stress so that they have more time to spend with their kids. Now that's a niche, but meeting planners all, if you look, listen, there are countless articles. I read articles about meeting planners every single day. When I tell you the market is shifting, I literally read 3 or 4 articles about meeting planners every day. You know what a real problem is? A major problem is they are not spending enough time with their families. They're overrun with work, with limited resources. So they need to create more partnerships with speakers. And those are the ones that they want to hire. The speakers that offer the most value. In other words, giving away the information for free, just helping them through your long form emails that you send out where you can tell it in a story format. Then you might want to just do a real short one that says, hey, meeting planners, if you want to know how to free up 25 more hours a week and increase your leadership productivity by 25%, schedule calls so we can have a chat.
You see what I'm doing?
Mhm.
I'm addressing a specific challenge. I want to help you free up more time and increase your productivity by 30%. What meeting planner is not going to get on the phone with me to talk about that? See, no one gives a damn about the meeting planner's problem.
Right.
Other than that, it just sounds like noise. Also, is there anything else you can add to that before I get to Terry's question? I want to expound on that a little bit more.
No, that sounds great. And you know, I think let's get that out there to test it, and then, you know, try a new version next week. I think, you know, I guess the opening line is a little bit wordy. So, you know, you might lose them in there. You know, what we found to be really effective is directly addressing, you know, something that we noticed, you know, an area of improvement in what they're doing, so that like right off the bat, they're like, oh, okay, you know, their point, it's like more personalized, and it, you know, it almost like feels like we didn't you know, it's not copy and pasted. So like trying to directly, you know, start the email out a little bit, you know, more powerful and simple by saying, you know, addressing some sort of, or saying that you notice some sort of area of improvement and something that they're doing, or like shortening that up and asking like, you know, a thought-provoking question to catch their attention is a powerful way to start an email. But I still think this is a good starter. I think we should get this launched, see how it does. But be thinking about that for the next version, is like maybe we have a different opening kind of hook, the first sentence, to test.
And that's really important. And Lisa, remember, never be emotional about sales, because it impairs your ability to make an accurate decision. Sometimes when I send the body of, because I've gotten so good at it, the body of the copy that I send over is great, but I let Auston have a full autonomy for the call to action and the title of the email and the opening sentence. He takes care of all of that stuff, because we played around with the verbiage so much. He knows when I send him over copy for our list, boom, he knows exactly what to do with it to get them to open it up. And that's because he's played around with so many different versions of it. Again, we have a machine going. We're trying to get you to get your machine going, and you have to keep trying things so it starts performing at a high level. Listen, you have it built, you have it into the marketplace. It's just not performing and converting at a high level, but it's going to get there. It takes time. You got to keep working on it. Okay. So send it over to us. Let us approve the verbiage, and then get it out into the marketplace, and then we'll revisit it in like another week or so and see what it's doing.
Okay, thank you.
Another thing, Lisa, another suggestion would be, I think Kevin mentioned a good one. You know, reducing stress is, you know, it's a great thing. But if someone sent me, you know, an email about like helping, helping leaders reduce stress, it probably wouldn't resonate as much as like, you know, helping, you know, you could say like, you know, helping, you know, women, you know, conference coordinators free up more time to spend with their family. Like that, I guarantee would strike a nerve, because it's so specific and more personalized. And then you do outreach to women, or you could say, you know, just conference coordinators to free up more time to spend with their family. I think that would, you know, something more specific like that would be, I think, a little bit more powerful than just, you know, maybe reducing stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you had said in the first draft around. That's why I changed it to specifically helping them. Okay, but this is great. I will definitely tweak some things around, send it to you. I mean, I'll start with this one. I'll take out the first part that was a little wordy. You do that for the next, I guess, till next week's conference call, and see how that goes. And then in the meantime, I'll send you another one and do a support ticket, and then you guys can give me feedback on that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Okay. Thank you both very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for that, Auston. Okay, so I'm gonna get to Terry had a couple things when we were helping Lisa, and I wanted to just read the comment out, because again, Terry runs a successful coaching program. And another reason why we built this platform was because we do a lot of sharing on this platform. This is a movement of lifelong learning and continuous education. We work with some of the best subject matter experts in the world. And while we're helping them develop their speaker business, we're learning as we're helping them grow their speaker businesses as well. So one of the first things I gotta read this. So Terry was thinking, she said, I was thinking of messaging too. Your website says, my mission is to inspire others to live a life full of passion, authenticity, and purpose. She said it's a bit vague. Okay. Since I do energy and mindset work, I wonder, what is your energy and belief around you achieving your speaking goals? People can pick up on that energy through the posts and videos, right? Think about how clear you are on the result and get to people who you want to work with. Okay, she said, yep, that was great. Find proven messaging first, strike a nerve with their problem, dig deeper into a specific market, and then book the sales calls. Well, this is the reason why, and this is a great way, and it happens every single Q&A call. Somebody will say something that other people are thinking about, that same thing that they're struggling with. Let me just share something with you. The stuff that we're talking about when it comes to the messaging, this is the reason why we address this type of thing in module 1. 95% of speakers, specialists, subject matter experts, leading authorities, and trusted advisors, they're not great copywriters. And I just talked about this in a post that I just did recently, or email that we sent out. I talk about the highest fee speakers are typically the best copywriters. You know why? Because they know how to find the micro specific verbiage that will resonate with a very, very specific target audience. Me, I'm a leadership speaker, but I'm not trying to speak to everybody in every market. My market are the corporations and the associations under the management banner. I deal with people at the management level, people who run shit, people who having major breakdowns, and they're burnt out, they're frustrated, they have lost focus, they're all the way gone. I am here to magnify success in their personal and professional vision. I'm not just here to help you professionally, I'm here to help your ass personally as well, because I guarantee if your personal life is suffering, it's going to spill right over to your executive leadership and everything else. So I directly attack, I'm talking about this disease that these corporations have. Now, if you have a unique skill set, there are many facets of this disease that need to be attacked. And this is the reason why the money is so bountiful. And this is the reason why the opportunity is so bountiful, because you don't have to possess the same type of skill set. There are many leadership speakers, but everybody, the way they present needs to be very unique. And this is the reason why I share with you all the time. Do you really understand the target buyer? Like if you're not doing enough research, and people are like, well, KTR, I really can't find articles. I find new articles every single day that other experts have written about the meeting planner industry, about the conference industry, about the challenges that they're facing. You know, they're not just called meeting planners. These are event strategists. Here's a whole lot of other words to describe a conference coordinator, key decision maker. Now, each one of them has a specific problem. Watch this. An HR director is they also hire speakers and contractors and consultants and coaches. They have a very unique problem. Are your signature programs customized to deal with OSHA and compliance issues? Because if it is, now you got to understand the challenges that they face in that one department. Again, the disease in corporate America is widespread. You can go to every single problem, and believe me, they got it. All of them are afflicted by that pain. It's your job as a speaker to find the pain and then utilize as less words as possible. Watch this. I teach leadership strategies that magnify success. Let me break it down. I teach First thing, value that I'm going to do for you, not what you're going to do for me. What I'm going to do for you, I teach leadership. What leadership? What strategies? What do I do every single day when I wake up with my clients? I strategize. I find the right angle. I find the right approach. I find the right tool. I find the right resource. I help you solve this pain. I remove the thorn out of your side. I say it in 5 words, what it is that I do for my clients. I teach leadership. What do I do? Strategies that do what? Remember, that is just a connecting word. It's a demonstrative pronoun. It's just a filler word. I teach leadership strategies that do what? Magnify success. I take the success that you have and I make it bigger. Now, it's your job to be able to figure out what challenges that managers, again, I deal with managers and executiveship. I know them like the back of my hand. I know this, the stuff that they go through is stuff I go through every single day being a CEO. Damn, does anybody feel like me? Yes. So let me build some signature programs that directly addresses the pain of what this man feels like, because he can't go throw the baseball at the park with his son because he doesn't know how to delegate enough, because he thinks he's in a trap where he thinks he could do a better job himself. So then he doesn't know how to free up 3 to 10 hours a day. I mean, 3 to 4 hours a day. He doesn't know how to cut down on things that he's not supposed to be getting his hands involved in, because he doesn't have a succession planning model. See, I could just go on and on and on. This shit is real. This is a micro specific problem that these managers and these executives have, and I understand it. And that's why I got booked so many times in my career, because they clearly saw that I had something that directly addressed the pain. Now, your job is to say that in less words as possible. That's the reason why we teach you the headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Less is always better. So you got to play around with it until you find the right mix to get it to convert. You'll know that they're listening to you because they're going to want to show up to hear what you have to say. Clients can't wait to talk to me on the phone. They can't wait to hear what it is that I have to say. I literally can read their hand blind. You know why? Because I was a low-fee speaker. I had to hit every single pain point. So the question is, the people who you want to get your professional speaking services to, have you done enough research? Have you studied? Have you talked to many of them? Are you picking up the phone, calling them? You should interview a lot of the people that's in your target market. You'd be surprised at the information that you're going to hear. I have literally listened to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of managers. I got really good at, I'm gonna share a quick strategy with you, and then I'm gonna get to, oh, if anybody else has a hand up, please raise it. Other than that, we're probably gonna spend another 5-10 minutes max on the Q&A. If you don't have any questions, send a support ticket to support@speakerfocus.com. See, when I was a young speaker, I did not understand the meeting planner. Most speakers are too self-promoting. You're only thinking about making the money. So then I started to get wise. I started to realize that I really didn't understand what the meeting planner goes through. I didn't understand staffing issues because I didn't make it my point to understand it. I didn't make it my point to know. So I said, okay, I don't have a lot of experience in the area that I was working, but I know I want to deliver service to them, but I need to start understanding. So you know what I started doing? I started breaking up my seminars. If I had 100, 150 people, sometimes even smaller groups with 10 to 25 or 50 people in it, I would break them up into groups, and I would let all the managers, I would give them a challenge. And then I would say, this is the challenge. I want you to come up with 3 strategies to solve this problem. Now, what was happening every single day was I was literally getting managers that had 10 to 20 years, 25 to 30, 40 plus years worth of management experience. And they were literally giving me the blueprint. Don't you know, after a while, all this shit was sounding the same? Every manager experiences the same thing. Every executive, they go through the same thing. Corporate infrastructure doesn't change. The tiers of what it is, the departments that we have, it doesn't typically change. What changes is the personnel, The strategies never change because they're time tested over thousands and thousands of years. What changes is the personnel and the energy and the emotion. It's your job to manage that. And when I start understanding that the managers and the executives were going through all these things, remember, the meeting plan is not going to give you permission to get you in front of the managers and executives. Those are the people I want to talk to. Yeah, I used to talk to frontline employees and I still can help them in a lot of ways, but I want to deal with the executives and the managers. That's my bread and butter right there. You know why? Because the managers will pay whatever it takes and the executives will pay whatever it takes to be able to fix the challenges that they're going through right now. They don't have engagement is horrible right now. Hire America's leading focus expert and start taking it in a whole nother direction. And these are the kind of things that I'm sharing with you right here. Real life experience. Start listening to your market. Read articles. You should be setting up interviews with meeting planners in your market. Listen to their pain. Ask them direct questions. Come up with 10 questions that you want to ask them. Start building signature programs and verbiage around all that pain. It's all basically the same. It sounds like a broken record. They all are struggling with the same thing. It does change, however, just a little bit when you are niching down. See, remember, I used to provide service for anybody when I was a motivational speaker. I would come in, oh, anybody could hire me. No. Then I start getting real specific. I only deal with managers and executives. I used to do frontline employees. I used to do first-time managers, first-time supervisors. I have a lot of other leadership programs that will suffice. Sometimes a company will hire me. They want me to speak separately to the frontline employees and customer service, and they want me to do an executive coaching program, or they want me to do an on-site strategic work session just for the managers or the executives. That's a company that has a problem, and they know I have the skill set to be able to solve it. Now, I only am finding out that it's different layers to the bullshit that they're going through after I do the needs assessment. Well, I can't get to the needs assessment unless I can get them on the phone. How do I get them on the phone? Very micro specific targeted language. Less is better. When we teach you how to create the headlines, it's only 5 words. I teach frontline managers how to be more productive. I teach executives how to increase productivity. See what I just did? Well, how do you do that if you're an executive? I'm already balling. I'm already being more productive. This guy's telling me he can make me more productive? Yes, because I'm going to tell you all the shit you're doing wrong. All the traps that you're in as an executive. Lack of delegation skills, listening skills are very, very low. You're gonna get into the details after they say, after you get them on the, see, that's why you get them on the needs assessment. The hook is one sentence that addresses their pain. That's what gets them on the phone. Now I'm going to find out the layers. Okay. First thing, remember, selling is not convincing anybody of anything. When they actually get on the call with you, you're going to do some listening. You got to take them through qualifying. Is this the meeting planner that's a good fit for me? And am I a good fit for them? Is this coaching student a good fit for our program? Is what we have to offer a good fit for them? And I tell them straight up, listen, if what we say to you is very complimentary to your goals, I'm not talking about some run-of-the-mill bullshit you done heard 100 times before, but something that can actually get you to another level. We can always talk about scheduling, another Zoom session to see what a potential working relationship may look like, or a telephone call. If you're not interested, if you don't feel like it's a good fit, if you don't have a budget, if you're not willing to commit the time to some higher level mentorship, you are not going to hurt my feelings by saying no. Is that fair? Because I don't allow people to waste my time, and I'm sure as hell not here to waste yours. Let's just talk straight with each other. And now we have a basis. Because when people can get past that, some people can't even make it past that with me. And guess what? Click, I'm gone. Opportunity cost. Your goal is to get them on the call and then properly position your offer. Pre-sell your professional speaking services. They're going to see your social media. They're going to look at your website. Terry had a great point. If I go to the website and the marketing language isn't strong, then I just think that you're talking to anybody. But if the marketing language is strong, now I know, okay, a meeting planner who is sent to hire a speaker to directly address the challenges for staffing issues, frontline employees, managerial or supervisory level or executiveship. Wow, this guy has strategies right there on the website that clearly tackles the challenges that we face right there in bold language, opening paragraphs and the bullets to your signature programs. I see a lot of you turning in videos. You are winging it in your videos. You are not sticking to what the language that we approved in the signature programs. Micro-specific marketing language will get you micro-specific marketing results. The right kind of language, marketing language, is going to get a booking. It's going to result in a booking on your calendar. Then you got to walk them through and take a deeper dive after you listen to what their pain is, and then you can offer them more things. You can solve more problems. That's all we do as speakers, coaches, and consultants. If you're not solving the problem, you're not making any money. And if you don't understand that, you're in trouble. I know this part of the business doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. Selling is uncomfortable because you don't have a process, because you don't understand how to manage the sales cycle from contact to close. You don't understand sales funnel management. You're learning that on this platform. The more you learn, the more comfortable it gets. I bet you it's going to start feeling comfortable once you start converting all of that into revenue. This is what you got me and Austin for. This is why you have different opinions. This is why you can submit support tickets. Because we are here to ensure that you keep trying and trying and trying. None of you are going to get this shit right on the first go. No one does it right on the first go. You want to try to get as close as possible. I will say this to Lisa and many other students on the platform. You are in the ball, you are in the arena. You're in the right stadium. You just got to figure out if you want to sell your message, or if somebody has an appetite for your message. Just like when you go to the stadium and do I want a hot dog with some mustard on it? Do I want to get in the pretzel line? Do I want to get in the beverage line? Okay, well, if I get in the beverage line, do I want a beer? Do I want a glass of wine? Do I want a soft drink? Do I want a bottle of water? Am I looking for the peanut man? Right? Am I looking for him? What line do you want to get in? What line do you want to get in to offer your services? This is the niches that we're talking about. Watch this. When they sell you a ticket to come to the game, they just want you to come to the game. But when you get inside, you are viewing the main attraction. But when you go to the upper concourse and you get hungry, oh, you got all kinds of choices. The meeting planner has a lot of choices and speakers. So be real specific with your messaging. If you sell barbecue, is it Texas style barbecue? Is it North Carolina? Is it dry rub? Is it wet? What is it? I'm a leadership speaker. I'm here to help you stay focused on next level success in specific. That's why you hire me. You hire me to get more clarity. You hire me to fix shit that's broken. You want to remove the thorns on your side? See, I have a real conversation with the meeting planner. Only after I share a specific message and deal with a specific pain and get them on the call. After I do listening, then I say, oh, okay, Ms. Johnson, I understand what's going on. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Now, let me share with you some of the signature programs that I have that will directly address the challenges and the pain points that you and your staff is going through. Okay, you said you had a customer service challenge with your frontline employees. I can always customize something, but I have a baseline signature program that will help remedy that and then I break down the value of the signature program. Oh, Kevin, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I know it sounds interesting because I'm helping you fix your shit. Now, the next thing that happens is I start directly addressing the real pain that they talk. And then I say, okay, well, the communication challenge that you're faced with, my signature program is designed to deal exactly with what you just said. Oh, okay, I understand, Kevin. See, and what I'm doing is I'm alleviating the pain right when I'm talking to them on the phone. But if I can't get them on the phone, I can't fix the pain. Business modes of communication should be articulated with clarity and conciseness. Get to the short and sweet version every single time. 5 words is really all you need to describe how you want to help the meeting planner. I help executives increase productivity and go home early and spend more time with their family. Now, you can shorten that up a little bit, but that's the basis of what you want to try to do. I hope these strategies help. If you need help with specific language, send a support ticket over with what you have. Let us help you clean it up a little bit. I'd be more than happy to send you some examples and then put those examples back into the marketplace and keep on rocking. Let me see. Let me get to Rico. I do see Rico's hand up. Let me see Rico. Wait a minute. I had a couple of questions down in. Great to see and hear. It's a real rookie question. Should my speaker video be on my website? Yes, your speaker video demo, Roger, just to answer that question real quick. You don't have your hand up, but you did put a question in there. Absolutely. Your speaker video demo should be on your website. Your speaker video demo is so amazing. It's like looking at a mini feature film. I love the way you did it. It was so simple. It was dripping with value. It's like your storytelling ability takes the conference coordinator on a whimsical ride of nothing but value. He's taking me to school. Damn, I didn't know that about Haiti. Why America needs Haiti and da, 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 da. Amazing, bro. Damn right. The first thing I should see when I go to your landing page on your website are the 4 signature programs. Meeting planners don't have time to be looking around for your shit, Roger. Put the 4 signature programs up there right under that. Click here to look at Roger's speaker video demo, sizzle reel, and then click here to download his speaker info kit. That should be right there in the meeting planner's face. Value, value, value. Roger, well done. Well done. And stop calling yourself a rookie. You are far from that. Lisa's thanking Terry. Kenneth, you're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. A lot of you are stuck in that mode. It's a trap that you're in because you don't understand your target buyer. You better be pulling some articles, interviewing these people in your space and start right away. You don't have to start booking speaking engagements to ask them questions and interview them. Interviewing meeting planners is one of the best ways. You know what? I just asked the meeting planner a direct question. Listen, I know you got a lot of speakers and I'm a talk show host, so I utilize this strategy. If I'm speaking to a meeting planner, and I talk to them every week, by the way, every single week. Hey, listen, what are the kind of speakers that really are irritating you right now? You know what they say to me every single time? The ones that talk too much, Kevin, the ones that are irritating, trying to impress you with all these credentials. Meanwhile, my shit is haywire over here, and they're trying to tell me this long story. That is the number one thing that I hear that irritates meeting planners the most. They're sick of it. They've had it up to their eyeballs. So if you know what I know, because what they're really thinking, remember, is what makes you so special? Why should I separate myself from my $5,000 USD just for 1 hour, just to give it to you and hire you to speak? When I got to deal with 20 motivational speakers every day saying the same thing that you're saying. What makes you so special? Oh, I teach leadership strategies that magnify success. Okay, well, Kevin, tell me a little bit about that. Well, what would help me out first, Ms. Johnson, is if you could tell me some of the challenges or limitations that your company is struggling with. Listen, I travel globally and I help leadership teams, executive leadership teams and manager leadership teams. I help them get through some of the major challenges that is crippling our workforce right now. I'm all ears and I'll be more than willing to listen to you, and then let them start telling you what the challenges are. Everything sounds the same to me because I got so much experience. I know what they're going to say before they even say it, but you don't. But you need to find out. You need to find out. You need to start interviewing meeting planners. You need to start interviewing HR directors. You need to start interviewing managers, team leaders, executives, frontline employees. Start talking to people. Go to these forums and see what they're struggling with right now. It is your job to help remedy the challenges. Now, Rico, talk to me, brother.
KTR, loving the hat. I'm loving the swag. I'm glad you're back. I missed you, and I'm just glad to see you up, dropping bombs like you always do. And I just wanted to just let you know, let you hear me.
Hey,
and
man,
I didn't want to get off this call without acknowledging.
Hey, listen, man. I just work here, bro. I just work here, and I just do my job. If believe me, man, if it wasn't for Mr. Auston Troyer opening up my mind to a whole nother way of helping people, I was helping people, but in the digital marketing way of helping people, there's a lot that I still needed to learn. I still learn a lot every single day. I'm just here to play my position, man. I don't care about being Michael Jordan. All I want to do is play my position so everybody gets a ring. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I really didn't have a question. I know I text you, but I'm just gonna tell you since on the call. Yes, we did finally record the speaker video.
Good.
At first, we just moved in a different place, and I was concerned about the background. So the videographer was like, "Where you want to record at?" I thought about getting somewhere else, but then I sent him a screenshot of like what I'm working with here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't. I didn't know, because I have like a certain kind of background or plywood or wood.
Right.
And I didn't know that would kind of stand out. And I was like, I don't know about that. And so he came here, did his thing. He said, "Man, we can make it work." And so he's working on it as we speak. But that was a big goal, man. I know it's been a minute, but I don't back down. And I keep my head down and keep going. It may take me a little while, but hey, if I didn't grow up to be 21 overnight.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Rico, let me interject something here real quick. You're saying something that's a lot of people are struggling with. I want to just touch on it real quick. And it's something in when I'm having meetings with Auston, mm-hmm. and there are things that we have to deal with as well of growing, a business. It's a lot to managing a multi-million-dollar sales funnel, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot to it. The bigger it gets, the more savviness that is required to understand how to get it to a whole nother level. So I want to talk to you about, because this is something Auston just said to me in our last meeting. It takes a lot of time to develop software. It takes a lot of time to build out the infrastructure for certain things. And a lot of times when people go away and they're quiet, they aren't saying anything, you don't hear anything from them, and all of a sudden they come back. And this is what I like about what you just said. You're keeping your mouth shut, you're keeping your head down, you're doing the work. I'm going through wrapping up my speaker video demo right now, man. I just literally sent the guys out in LA I finalized the last video clips, the last little bit of content, the messaging that I want to convey in the era that we're in right now. All of my imagery is geared towards that, directly address these, you have a niche, but the pandemic has caused people to move differently with the way they hire. Why am I hiring a speaker now? It's all different. It's all different. And if you understood the market like I understand it, then you would be crafting your messaging and your video messaging to address a specific client who is struggling with that. So it's an exciting process, Rico, to know that you're doing that. And I'm excited because I can't wait to get it into the market and test it. And it's a beautiful thing when it starts working. And guess what? I'm going to have my challenges with testing that as well, because you're going to be able to clearly see who loves it, who's not responding. And the beautiful part about it is that if a couple clips or something is not working, you can always tweak it. This is the beautiful part about marketing, is that you can always create more content. Yeah. It's not like you're going to run out of content.
All right.
Man,
right.
Most speakers are loquacious. Are y'all kidding me? All of you talk too much, including me.
Hey, look, all I can tell you is by going through the process, I think, as I just turned 44 Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
ever since I turned 40, I always been thinking just legacy and like generation, like impact. When I understand the subject matter or what you specialize in, sometimes the whole mindset is I try to be many things to get one result, when in fact you should focus on the one thing, the main thing that can produce different results. And so I could
say that again. Wait, say that again. Say that again.
Yeah.
Somebody might have missed that.
Yeah, you're trying to do many things to get one result. That's why your energy is spread out. You become a generalist and not a specialist. And instead of being that specialist at one thing that can like have branches extend out in different ways. So I would encourage people, when it comes to investing in a program like this, sure, the easiest thing to do is want to get through the program fast. The only problem with getting through it fast is the character points you need to grow in, the background things that you and Austin really train on. Mm-hmm. Those things, it's like, I think what people do is we and I've been guilty of it too. You want to make one big leap, but it's like you disregard the steps in between that make that leap more effective. Mm-hmm. And I can testify to you that you said it last time we talked. I understand the process. I really do understand. I'm intentional. Now, I'm no way near detailed. I'm very visionary type, extrovert, but I make it intentional that I understand the why behind everything. And so to me,
great point.
That's why I really appreciate what you bring to the table and really help push somebody like me, because really, because I've gone through this course, I see other people going through the same thing with other people. But like, I know a guy right now, he's probably known in the industry, he had to do a talk with Brunson. That was what he had to do, work on a signature talk. Well, he was talking about that in the group with other people, but because I've been connected with you and Austin, I'd already had 4 signature programs, the framework down. Right. So I was pretty much ahead already, even though it didn't seem like when I was doing this, it didn't seem like much progress. So I'm more appreciative in telling you, thank you for that. And then when I got stuck, you helped me get unstuck. Just take the action. Don't worry about getting it perfect. Mm-hmm. You'll never get it perfect, but it has opened up. It has opened up. I can see things much more now, and I'm glad I took my time.
Yeah.
More than anything. So
and it's gonna pay all too, Rico. Did you have another question or comment?
Now I just want to let you know that I appreciate it. And I do. So the video's done. That's why I wanted to let you know. Mm-hmm. Getting it edited. And I also was able to work some out. The guy thought I was going to utilize for the speaker info kit. That didn't work out, but hey, something better came. Work with somebody else. And so that'll be done as well. So I just wanted to give you progress and say thanks.
Good. Hey, listen, man, get those sales tools done. You're very welcome. And get those sales tools done, get them into the marketplace, launch it. And a lot of you're growing so fast, you're going to have to upgrade your sales tools because you're going to get more bookings. You're going to get better at what you're doing. And it's going to require you just to tweak and just make minor upgrades. And you should be doing that to your marketing all the time. We do it at speakerfocus.com. We have never wanted, we weren't interested in staying the same. Once you get the core system down of what you're doing and that's working, you don't want to touch that. But as far as making improvements where necessary, you must keep doing that. Even the best people in our space, they constantly keep upgrading and improving all the time. You have to keep doing that because the market, remember, the market is shifting in a different way right now. And the pandemic has caused everybody to do business in a different way. It's got people thinking differently. And you need to keep up with that, because a lot of times, and I felt this before, I'm going to lower Rico's hand, but I'm just going to finish up this comment as we're wrapping up the call. I felt this before in the marketplace. I felt that I was out of touch with what was going on because the technology was changing so fast. And a lot of people that I talk to every day, they are out of touch. They don't have a clue about how to promote or market their business online, or how to connect with people with a very specific message. And so what happens is there are symptoms as we close out this Monday Q&A call. Remember what we were talking, me and Austin were talking to Lisa a little early on in the Q&A. There are symptoms to why your sales funnel is not converting into revenue. And anytime that happens, it's because it's about your lead flow management. Are the leads coming in slow? Do you not have the right kind of lead? Are you catching some bad leads? Your marketing efforts aren't ramped up, so your calendar looks a little thin. That can affect your cash flow. Sometimes this shit can go on for weeks and months before you catch the right kind of booking. You don't want it to do that, but it has to do that in the beginning. You're going to have to suffer and struggle and go through overcoming these adversities. Sales feels uncomfortable because you don't have a process. You need to understand how to manage the sales cycle from contact to close. I have every single step right there broken down in module number 2, from prospecting to doing the needs assessment, to listening, to the exact verbiage you're supposed to be utilizing, getting them scheduled on a follow-up call, following up with them, walking them exactly through what you're supposed to say. It doesn't change that much, however, it does change with the niche. It all depends on who you're speaking to. Keep developing your level of skill. It is going to pay off big time. Until you get your breakthrough, you have to keep pushing, working hard, trying, tinkering, trying again, failing, trying again, submitting some support tickets, asking more questions, failing, put it back into the marketplace, tweaking the marketing language, making sure you have a well-oiled speaker growth engine. That's what we're dedicated to, helping you make sure that your leads convert into revenue. Build it first, then put the test language out into the marketplace, and then get those prospects to convert at a high level. Remember, if your prospects are not converting at a high level, you have to go back and look at, there's a reason why your lead flow management is off. It always is, and we're here to help you solve it. Now, with that being said, on behalf of the entire team at speakerfocus.com, I want to thank you once again for the support. Thank you for the prayers. I am back, and we will see you right here, same time, same place, same Zoom link, same time next week. We'll catch you. Stay focused on your goals, and please, whatever you do, do not give up on your dream of getting on stage and sharing value with the meeting planner. Talk to you soon.